Chris DeWitt, you're the chairman of the Leeuw Group in the Middle East. You've been operating in the area since 1999. How did you start out in the Middle East?
In 1999, we brought a person from South Africa to the Middle East and opened up our quantity surveying practice here. Subsequently, we have had quite a few local people join us, and currently the Leeuw Middle East is under the management of Ajaz Ahmed.
When you first came, was the climate right for quality surveying?
No, certainly the first 2-3 years were very difficult, and we had to make quite a bit of changes, and there was some restructuring that happened subsequently. And we really only got onto our own around about 2002 and 2003.
Since that point, you've also been expanding into other countries of the area. What do you find the most promising at the moment?
It's difficult to say. I think we're finding Qatar certainly promising, Saudi Arabia certainly promising, but the one market that we're really keen on at the moment is Syria, and we have opened our office in Damascus.
That's interesting. On what basis did you make that decision?
We did some research, and we saw that as a country which is really an emerging market, and we would like to get there at the early stage.
Yeah.
That's correct.
What about the UAE, where you've been the longest? Are there still opportunities here? Is there still sufficient work here?
There's certainly still sufficient work here. We're fortunate to be involved on the Reem Island project, and there's quite a few other projects that we're involved with. We see the Middle East certainly still on as a long-term area with quite growth potential.
What's the difference? Some experts will laugh at this question, but what's the difference between surveying and quality surveying?
Surveying is land surveying, which is done by land surveyors surveying the topography of the land, whereas quantity surveying is the financial control on projects.
In the past few years, especially in Dubai, there was a lot of difficulty with projects and people bankrupting and so on, the bottom falling out of the market. Was that due to a sort of a lack of quantity surveying?
I'm not quite sure whether it was due to a lack of quantity surveying, but certainly what has happened is the quantity surveying market has changed over the past couple of years internationally, but especially I think in Dubai there's a lot of expertise that has come in. Our field of speciality, which makes for a unique selling point, is our feasibility studies. And our feasibility studies in South Africa are of the best and are certainly bankable documents. And we're finding a lot more interest in people trying to establish upfront whether a project would be viable or not, and establishing the cost parameters. And then part of the development of quantity surveying is actually the cost control process, whereby you ensure that the project remains within the original cost budget throughout the process.
I would imagine that a more difficult market means that clients are much more interested in your services.
Yes, certainly. There is still a resistance, but there's certainly an opening up, but there's quite a bit of schooling that has to happen to make clients exactly understand what the advantages are and what our fields of expertise in this area is.
So among other things, your offices are busy educating the market.
That's certainly true, and we are not only just educating the market, we have got our own software programs that we've brought in. We are training our own personnel, And we are certainly looking at even starting training in the broader field in our industry. In other words, putting back into the industry the experience and the knowledge that we've gained.
That would certainly be welcomed by a lot of people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.